Picture a land where samba drums echo through vibrant streets, where the Amazon River snakes through a jungle teeming with life, and where golden beaches stretch under a sun that never seems to set. Brazil, South America's colossus, is a kaleidoscope of color, rhythm, and resilience. A nation where nature's grandeur meets human passion in a dance as old as the land itself. From the electric pulse of Rio de Janeiro to the ancient whispers of the Amazon, Brazil is a story of diversity, struggle, and unyielding spirit. Let's plunge into its heart, exploring its landscapes, people, history, and soul in a journey that captures the essence of a country that lives out loud. Brazil's geography is a masterpiece of scale. Spanning 8.5 million square kilometers, it's the world's fifth largest country, covering nearly half of South America. Its borders touch every nation on the continent except Chile and Ecuador, a testament to its sprawling presence. The Amazon basin dominates the north, a rainforest so vast, 6.7 million square kilometers, it's called the lungs of the earth, producing 20% of the planet's oxygen. The Amazon River, the world's second longest at 6,575 kilometers, carries more water than any other, its tributaries feeding a jungle where jaguars, piranhas, and 400 billion trees thrive. To the south, the Pantanal, the largest tropical wetland, teems with caimans, capybaras, and 650 bird species. The Central Highlands, or Planalto, roll with savannas and plateaus, while the Atlantic coast, stretching 7,491 kilometers, boasts beaches like Copacabana and Florianopolis, where surfers chase waves and vendors hawk caipirinhas. The Iguacu Falls, straddling the border with Argentina, roar with 275 cascades, a UNESCO World Heritage Site that humbles all who stand before it. Brazil's climate swings from the Amazon's steamy 30 degrees Celsius to the temperate 20 degrees of São Paulo, shaping a land of endless variety. This geography has sculpted Brazil's history for millennia. Indigenous peoples, over 300 ethnic groups including the Tupi, Guarani, and Yanomami, lived here for at least 12,000 years, fishing rivers and hunting forests. By 1500, when Portuguese explorer Pedro Álvares Cabral landed, an estimated 2 to 4 million indigenous people thrived. Colonization, however, was brutal. The Portuguese enslaved millions, both indigenous and African, to work sugarcane plantations, launching Brazil's role as a global agricultural powerhouse. By the 18th century, gold and diamonds from Minas Gerais fueled Portugal's coffers, while coffee plantations later defined the southeast. Slavery, abolished in 1888, left a legacy of racial and economic inequality, with 15 million Africans forcibly brought to Brazil, more than any other country. Independence in 1822 under Dom Pedro I birthed an empire, but political instability, coup, republics, and dictatorships marked the path to modern democracy in 1985. The 20th century saw Getulio Vargas's populist reforms, the 1964-85 military regime, and economic booms and busts, with hyperinflation hitting 2,477% in 1994. Today, under President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva, elected in 2022, Brazil navigates political polarization, with Jair Bolsonaro's 2019-2022 presidency still sparking debate. Brazil's 216 million people are a vibrant mosaic. The 2022 census shows 47.7% identifying as white, 43.1% as Pardo, mixed race, 10.2% as black, 1.2% as Asian, and 0.7% as indigenous. Portuguese is the official language, spoken by 98%, but 217 indigenous languages like Ticuna and Caingang persist. São Paulo, with 46 million in its metropolitan area, is Brazil's economic engine, a concrete jungle of skyscrapers and favelas. Rio de Janeiro, with 13 million, pulses with Carnival's Samba and Christ the Redeemer's watchful gaze. Salvador in Bahia carries African roots in its candomblé rituals and acarajé street food. Family is central, with multi-generational households common in rural areas. Soccer is a religion. Pelé, Neymar, and Marta are national heroes, and stadiums like Maracana erupt with 78,000 fans chanting for Flamengo or Corinthians. Brazil's diversity shines in its music. Bossa Nova's smooth rhythms, born with João Gilberto's Chega de Saudade, and Sertanejo's country twang, beloved in the interior. Culture is Brazil's lifeblood. Carnival, the world's largest street party, transforms Rio each February, with samba schools parading in sequined costumes and floats that defy gravity. Salvador's carnival leans Afro-Brazilian, with axe music and blocos afros celebrating black heritage. In the northeast, Sao festivals light up June with forró dancing and bonfires. Literature, from Machado de Asis's 19th century realist novels to Clarice Lispector's introspective prose, probes Brazil's soul. Cinema, with films like City of God, exposes urban grit, while Tropa de Elite tackles police corruption. Food is a love letter to fusion. Feijoada, a black bean and pork stew, is a Saturday ritual, often paired with caipirinha, a lime and cachaca cocktail. Pão de queijo, cheesy bread from Minas Gerais, is a breakfast staple, while the Amazon's tacacá, a manioc and shrimp soup, stings with jambu herb's numbing kick. Coffee, grown in Sao Paulo's red soil, fuels the nation, with Brazil producing 40% of the world's supply. Economically, Brazil is a giant with clay feet. Its $2.1 trillion GDP 2024 estimate makes it Latin America's largest economy and the world's ninth. Agriculture drives 24% of GDP, with soybeans, beef and coffee leading exports. Brazil feeds 800 million people globally. Industry, from Embraer's jets to Petrobras's oil, and a growing tech sector, with startups like Nubank, add muscle. Yet inequality festers. The top 1% earn 34 times the bottom 10%, and 26 million live below $2.15 a day. Favelas, home to 11.4 million, lack basic services, though programs like Bolsa Familia, aiding 21 million families, have cut poverty since 2003. The real BRL hovers at 5.6 to the USD, with inflation at 4.5% in 2024, a far cry from past hyperinflation. Deforestation, down 36% in 2023 under Lula, remains a global concern, with 11,088 square kilometers lost annually in the Amazon. Lithium and rare earths, critical for green tech, position Brazil for a sustainable future, but illegal mining threatens indigenous lands. Politically, Brazil is a battleground. The 1988 Constitution, born post-dictatorship, guarantees free elections and rights, but polarization runs deep. Lula's Workers' Party, PT, pushes social programs, while Bolsonaro's supporters demand conservative values and economic liberalization. The January 8, 2023, Brasilia riots, where Bolsonaro backers stormed government buildings, echoed global populist unrest. Corruption scandals like Lava Jato exposed elite graft, implicating figures across parties. Indigenous and black movements, like those led by Sonia Guajajara, fight for representation, with indigenous populations growing 22% since 2010. Ex-posts reflect this divide. Some hail Lula's environmental wins, others decry leftist overreach. Freedom House scores Brazil 73/100 for democracy, citing judicial independence but noting press harassment. Tourism is Brazil's siren call. Rio's Copacabana and Ipanema beaches draw sun-seekers, while Iguacu Falls stuns with 2.7 million visitors yearly. The Amazon offers eco-lodges and river cruises, spotting pink dolphins and sloths. L'Ansois Marinhense's dune lagoons, a surreal desert-meets-oasis, captivate adventurers. Recife's coral reefs and Olinda's colonial charm lure culture buffs. Wildlife abounds, 3,000 fish species, 1,800 bird species, and the elusive jaguar. Yet travelers face risks. Urban crime in Sao Paulo and Rio, with robbery rates at 1,000 per 100,000, demands vigilance. Dengue fever, with 10.9 million cases in 2024, spikes in rainy seasons. Still, locals' warmth, offering coxinhas or a samba lesson, makes every visit unforgettable. Brazil's challenges are as vast as its potential. Deforestation threatens 17% of the Amazon, with 20% already lost. Climate change brings droughts to the northeast and floods to the south, displacing thousands. Urban violence, with 41,000 homicides in 2023, reflects inequality and weak policing. Indigenous groups like the Yanomami face mercury poisoning from illegal gold mining, with 570 deaths reported in 2022. Yet Brazil's spirit shines. Community kitchens and favelas like Rosina's feed thousands. Artists like Anitta globalize Brazilian funk, and scientists pioneer Zika vaccines. X buzzes with pride. Carnival videos, Neymar's goals, and Amazon drone footage, tempered by laments over crime and politics. Brazil is a paradox, a nation of joy and pain, abundance and want, ancient roots and modern dreams. From the Amazon's emerald depths to Rio's pulsating streets, it's a land that invites you to dance, to taste, to fight, and to love. This is Brazil, raw, radiant, and relentlessly alive, a country that doesn't just exist but roars with life.